Gentlemen, let's enter into a time machine. Let's fast forward to 5 years. It's 2029. We are coming to the end of 2029. Every year you have told yourself that you were going to be rich. You've said that since 2017, yet nothing has changed. If anything, you've dug yourself a deeper hole. The habits that you were participating in, the negative habits that you were indulging in, jacking off, spanking off like a monkey, scrolling endlessly through TikTok and social media, not implementing the good habits that I myself or you yourself that have told yourself for months and years that you were going to change, but you haven't changed. But you haven't just stagnated. You have declined. You've got worse. You are older. You are slower. You are not as energetic. Yes, you may be wiser in some areas, but you are not content. You haven't fulfilled your potential. You feel as though the life that you dream of, the life that you want, is in a different stratosphere. You haven't got your dream wife, or not able to lure or attract or captivate the right woman that you want. You don't live in the property that you've been visualizing for so long. You're not in your dream career, the dream job that you always wanted. You promised yourself year after year that you were going to travel the continent, yet you haven't even left the country. You've given yourself these false promises year after year after year. Your subconscious mind perceives you as a liar, but nothing has ultimately changed. But if anything, it's got worse. That is the predicament. That is the situation you find yourself in. If that doesn't instill fear within you, if that doesn't instill an element of fear, panic, or anxiety, then you are further behind than you think. And it is a frightening feat. It is a frightening prospect that this time in 5 years, forget you accomplishing your dreams. You might be far worse off than you are today. You know, we speak about a lot on the self-development space, and you'll hear a lot of YouTubers and a lot of people that you interact with that say, visualize the positives. Visualize the good things that will arise, and all the goals and dreams that you have, think about that and visualize. I'm not saying that's a bad thing. Manifestation is a phenomenal tool. Carry that on. But sometimes what kicks us into gear, which is what I spoke about yesterday, what helps us move into that next gear, leave gear 1, but enter into gear 3, gear 4, gear 5, and just level up and really elevate into the upper echelons, is sometimes instilling panic and fear, deploying panic within us to get us moving. How many times, and I hate the fact that this is the way that human brains are sort of rewired and just wired in general, is the fact that the minute things go wrong, that's when we decide to act. Not when we had plenty of time, not when the deadline was so far away. We decided to act when it was too little too late. That's what annoys me about human psychology. And unfortunately, that's just how humans are wired. I'm the same, you're the same. It happens time and time again. But what if we could reverse engineer the process? What if we could think about the future, not in a positive way, but in such a negative way that it appears daunting to us, that it instills that panic and fear so that we act today. We are so frightened of the negative future prospects that we start taking action today. What if we reverse engineer that process? Visualize the positives, but sometimes visualizing the negatives is far superior to visualizing the positives, because that may force your hand. You might start taking action now. And funnily enough, ironically, thinking negatively is part of the reason I was able to overcome my addiction to pornography. You know, people speak about what's your secret. There isn't really a secret. It isn't one specific action. It was a series of sort of mini actions. But one of these mini actions was the fact that I was visualizing the negatives, which is what I told myself with a pen and paper. I jotted this down. Who is the person that I will be in 3 to 5 years? If I continue with this habit, if I continue indulging in this habit, who is the individual that I will become in 3 to 5 years? That is what I want you to really vividly, not just briefly or vaguely, but vividly with specific detail, envision who is the man that you will become if you continue in the trajectory and in the manner that you do today. Because that should frighten you. That should force you to kick into gear and stop waiting for the 1st of January 2025. Stop waiting to sign up to the gym in January. Sign up tomorrow. Sign up tomorrow, because what is the consequences of your health if you pursue and you procrastinate and you postpone continuously all the time? You have to think about sometimes the negative consequences. Not everything in life is about the positive aspect. Of course, positivity is so important. I always say that you have to have utter conviction in everything that you do, and that is absolutely true. but sometimes thinking negatively, not just negatively, but so deeply, so profoundly in a negative way, can really ignite the system, can provide a shock to you, a shock that is necessary, that enables you to wake up, because you've been sleeping for too long. You have been sleeping for too long. You've told yourself that you were going to be rich since 2017. Are you rich? Most likely not. You told yourself every single year, New Year's resolution, I'm going to quit pornography. I'm going to sign up to the gym and I'm going to go to the gym consistently. What's changed? You're still in the exact same position. Now, imagine you keep doing this. You keep lying to yourself and you keep not delivering on your promises. You're always late on your promises and you do this for another 5-10 years. Imagine where you're going to be down the line. Imagine the trajectory then. The shame, the guilt, knowing that all this time you ate, that you can't get any of this time back. You can always make more money, but you can never make more time. I saw something quite bizarre and tremendous today at the gym. I came out from the gym about 4 p.m. and there was this lady, and I'd never seen anything like this in my life. And it just shows that some people are actually awake. And I'm not sure if I'd recommend this, but honestly, to me, it was tremendous. I'm walking by and this lady's on this bicycle. She's got one hand on the bar of the bike. She's got earphones in. She's pedaling away with her thighs and legs. And she's got one hand and she's reading a book simultaneously. And the book was The Secrets of the Millionaire Mindset by T. Harv Eker. A fantastic book that I would implore that you guys read. I've read this a long time ago when I was 18. Great book. Fantastic book. But to me, not only is she cycling with earpods in, and she's got one hand on the steering wheel, and she's got one hand reading a book, and it's not just a fiction book with a fairy tale or fantasy, it's a genuine self-improvement book. And I just, with a quick glance, and obviously I'm not going to stay long because if I get caught, it's a bit awkward. As I'm walking along, I just think to myself, how bizarre, but how tremendous. I know that someone like that is going to go places because they've woken up, they've taken things seriously, they've kicked into gear, they've understood the realities, the consequences. They've understood that life isn't a joke, as my father used to always say, because if you take life as a joke, you will suffer immensely. That is the reality. Some of you guys need something to shock you. Some of you guys need something to wake you up. You have to wake up. I don't know what it's going to take. What I don't want to happen for you guys, and unfortunately this is what happened to me, is where something so tragic in your life occurs, where a close family member passes away or they become terminally ill or something, a travesty occurs, for you to fully understand the depths of your life, to fully understand that life is not a joke, that you cannot just throw away your life like you're rolling dice. You have to take this seriously now. I'm not saying that always be serious and stoic and nonchalant and you can't ever laugh or smile. I'm not insinuating that at all. What I'm saying is some of you guys are so ill-disciplined because you haven't understood the ramifications. You don't know what's around the corner. You cannot continue like this. You have to understand that if you continue on the way that you are now, God forbid what's going to happen to you in 5-10 years. You really have to understand this, guys. Positive affirmations, visualization, fantastic tools. Continue doing that. But also think about, but what if I don't change? But what if I stay like this for the next 5-10 years? That should instill panic and fear. Because if it doesn't, you're more doomed than you thought. I'm sorry to say that. You are more doomed than you thought. You have to take this seriously. Now, if you're content with your life and you're doing what you're supposed to be doing and you're indulging in the right habits and you've got a set routine and it's regimented and you know that you're on the right track, even if it's a slow pace, but you know that you're on the right track to your goals and the destination, then ignore, that's fine because you've already woken up. But it's for you guys, the contingent of you guys that just haven't woken up yet, that are still there spanking the monkey consciously, sitting there scrolling through TikTok, eating junk food, telling yourself that you're going to start on a Monday, telling yourself that you're going to start on the 1st of January. It's never going to change for you. You have to wake up. And sometimes thinking negatively kicks everything into gear. It provides a shock to the system. So hopefully it's a bit of a shock to you guys, just a perception change, just to shift your perspective a little bit and just to think things a little bit differently. So hopefully that's helped and supported you. Smash the like button, subscribe, hit the bell notification. Links in the description to my social media. I know, ironically, we've spoken about not scrolling through endlessly, but you know what I mean. Leave me your thoughts and opinions in the comment section below, and I'll see all of you guys for my next video. Peace.